in today's video, I'm going to be doing a tutorial on this makeup look right here. It is like half shadow, half liner, bold lip, lashes, and I even included a little mini hair tutorial for you for these luscious locks here. So if you want to see how to get this look, then just keep on watching. Okay, so we're starting off with the brows done. I will link my brow tutorial down in the description below. Then we're going to prime the eyes using the LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer in Natural. I like this concealer for priming my eyelids as opposed to using it under my eyes like normal people do. The consistency just works better for priming my eyes. Then I'm going to use a Soho eyeshadow brush and this Wet n Wild single in Creme Brulee, and then just set that from the crease up to the brow bone. That way when we blend shadows on top of it, it just makes blending a whole lot easier. And it's not as like tacky and sticky. You know when you're trying to like blend something on top of something sticky, it doesn't really work. Now we're going to go in with just plain old Scotch tape. And what we're going to do is we're going to put that Scotch tape on the back of our hand, 2 strips just like that, and what you're going to do is you're going to lift off the tape and then set it back down in your hand a few times just to get rid of the extra stickiness. You don't want to go in straight from the roll to your face because then you might be ripping some skin off, and that's not good. You don't want to do that. So I go from the corner of my lower lash line up to my eyebrows. And if you need to move them around, test it out, make sure they're even, go for it. Oh, we're good. We're ready to go. So I'm going to go with the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette, my favorite palette of life. And I'm going to use the color Mousse on a Mikasa E300. Nice, kind of more dense blending brush. And I'm going to start at the tape and just start to build that color up and put it in the crease. Oh, I got something on my eyelash. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start at the tape and we're just going to build the color up, and we're going to bring that about halfway onto the lid and in the crease. We're not going to go from inner to outer corner like we normally do. We're just building up the color on the outer edge. Now I'm going to take this very clean Sigma E35 blending brush, no additional product, and we're just going to be buffing out those edges. Just help to blend, blend, blend using a clean brush. Now I'm going to go in with the color Puddin', and I'm going to take that on a Mikasa E230 little flat shader brush, and I'm going to start packing that color and feathering that color in a little lower than the crease. But we're basically doing the exact same thing. We're just patting and smudging and smoking it out, not bringing it all the way in, just keeping it on that outer like half or third. Just feathering it in, smudging it out. Of course, you want to go back in with your other blending brushes and then just go over the edges to make sure that there's no harsh transitions. We want everything nice and smooth and kind of like that ombre effect. Now I'm going to take the color Licorice, which is just straight up black, and we're going to take a Mikasa E310, which is my favorite pencil brush, and we're just going to do the exact same thing. This makeup look is really easy. You're just doing the same steps over and over again, just intensifying that color. If you want to check out these brushes, I do have a coupon code down in the description box below for some 15% off. These are all part of the Essential Eye Kit, my favorite. So yeah, with black, you really want to move in small bits. Like you add a little bit, you blend it out. You add a little bit more, you blend it out. With black, you can really kind of get hairy really quickly, so it's just best to move in small portions. Like this isn't a sprint. This is a marathon, right? That's the term that they use, right? So of course, going back over with that blending brush, just making sure all the all the lines are smooth. Now I'm going to take this Sonia Kashuk 103 brush and that coconut cream color, which is kind of like a creamy white. And I'm just going to add a little bit of brightness on the center of the lid. We're just going to pat it on and kind of smush it and blend it in with those darker colors on the outer edge. and then take that same flat shader brush, the E230, and then just kind of rub over the edges just to make sure that the darkness and the white on the lid is blended together. Now I'm going to take that same brush and that exact same color and then highlight my brow bone. Something about adding a brow bone highlight that just makes the look complete to me. Like if you don't have brow bone highlight, it just doesn't look complete. Now it's time for the big reveal, time to take the tape off. Ooh, look at those sharp lines. Whew, yeah. Now I'm going to take some micellar water on a Q-tip and then just clean up the edges just a little bit. We can of course clean this up with concealer, but I personally, with using dark shadows, don't want to put concealer over that. I don't want to make it look muddy. Now I'm going to take this Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Perversion and, not poke myself in the eye, line my waterline, and then take my NYC liquid liner and make a super long half wing. We're not going all the way in. We're just going to maybe not even halfway through the lid, just where the smokiness on the outer half of our lid starts. And we're just going to fill that in nice and easy. I really like this particular liner for creating wings. I feel like I have a lot of control over it, and the brush is flexible enough to where you can kind of create that sharp, I cut you wing. Now I'm going to quickly coat my lashes and add these falsies, my favorite. Man, what a difference falsies makes. Ah. Oh, this hair of mine, I just blow dried it. That's why it looks so insane. I'm quickly just going to put on this headband to get her out of my face so I don't get foundation all up in my hair because, I mean, that's gross. Especially since it's like just cleaned hair. So quickly get that hair out of the face. Much better. We're good. So first I'm going to prime using this little baby Smashbox Photo Finish primer, and I'm going to put that in the spaces where I have bigger pores, which are around my nose, and I'm also going to put that on that little chin buddy I have. Hormones and stress, am I right? Now I'm going to take the original True Match and the True Match Lumi in W2 and C3, and I'm going to mix that in the back of my hand and use the Real Techniques foundation brush and mix it together and then just slap it on my face. I know it looks super white right now, but this foundation kind of oxidizes on me, and once I put all of my other stuff on it, it'll look good. Just go with the crazy pale face just for a second. Now I'm going to take the Real Techniques buffing brush and just blend that into my skin using circular and downward strokes. Now I'm going to take my damp Real Techniques complexion sponge and just go over everything to make sure it's nice and soaked into my skin and that there aren't any parts that are splotchy or patchy. Now I'm going to take this Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in light medium, start with that little chin beast, and put it in places where I'm red, along my nose, forehead, that good stuff. And I'm actually going to blend that out first before I move on to my under eyes. I feel like if I put all of my concealer on my face first, once I get to my eyes, it can be kind of set already or a little dry. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the doe foot applicator and then just kind of cut my concealer to sharpen up the wing. So if you didn't go in and use the makeup remover to clean up the edges, this would be a good time to clean up your mess. Now I'm going to take this Wet n Wild contouring palette in Caramel Toffee and take that lighter shade, and I'm just going to apply the product directly from the sponge onto my face. I love using this powder to set my under eyes. Now I'm going to use a little baby Benefit Hoola and this e.l.f. complexion brush, my favorite bronzer brush of life, and warm up my cheeks. So same contour areas as always, on the cheekbones, on the forehead, on the neck, and the jawline. And then I'm going to take a Sephora angled brush and then just apply that to my nose because you know how I feel about my nose. So now I'm going to take this Essence Baby Doll blush and a Real Techniques blush brush. Man, I'm using a lot of Real Techniques today. Totally not intentional. And I'm just going to add that to the apples of the cheeks and sweep it back. Now take a Real Techniques setting brush and this Wet n Wild highlight in Rose Champagne Glow, and then just apply that to my cheekbones. I'm bringing it a little lower down than I normally do. I just felt like adding a little extra highlight today. Why not, right? Then apply it to my tip of my nose, as well as the bridge and the Cupid's bow. Oh, doing a little dance. Yeah. Now I'm going to line my waterline with the same Perversion pencil by Urban Decay. Gotta love that face you make. Now I'm going to take that same E230 in the pudding color and then just smoke out the lower lash line just a little bit. We're not bringing that super low. Now before I move on to lips, I'm going to set my face using the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. Just spritz that all over my face and then let it dry. Now I'm going to line my lips using the Jordana lip liner in Tawny, and I'm going to use the ColourPop Ultra Matte in Avenue. This color just does something to my soul. It just makes me so happy. Like, I gotta do a little dance, do a little lipstick dance. I'm so excited. All right, now the makeup is done. Now it is time to move on to this beast hair. Like, look at how insanely, oh, that is a look right there. Okay, so first what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create a really dramatic part. I don't normally part my hair this intensely, but just for the look, I'm going to super dramatically part it. Now I'm going to separate my hair, put it up in a clip. Oh, this is a look. Oh, and that completes this tutorial, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up. I'm just kidding. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is kind of brush through my hair, make sure it's not all super psycho and crazy. And I have heated up my Revive clipless curling wand. I recommend using the glove. I don't, because I'm rebellious, hence why I have like 8,000 burn marks on my hands. So I'm going to start taking little 1-inch sections, and I'm not only going to wrap it around the curling iron, but I'm also going to be twisting the hair before I wrap it, if that makes any sense. And then I'm going to let it sit for a second and then pull the curl out. So it's not so much like a ringlet, it's more of like a wavy curl, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to go in opposite directions. So I'm going to go forwards, then backwards, forwards, then backwards. Like that. So I'm kind of twisting the hair as I'm wrapping it around the curling wand. This way it makes it more of like a wave curl as opposed to just like a straight up Shirley Temple ringlet. I wish I had somebody to just curl my hair for me every day. I mean, like, anybody else? Like, your arms get tired and ugh. Ooh, see, one side done, the other side, good to go. So again, we're wrapping it around the curling wand in alternating directions. So towards my face, then away from my face. We do this so it creates like body and volume, as well as the curls aren't going to be, oh, I had itch on my face. We do it in alternating directions. That way it doesn't create one ginormous curl. If you curled your hair all in one direction, the curls will kind of like link up and create just one ginormous curl. So doing this just helps create volume and body and more like individual curliness. Ooh, pretty, pretty. We're almost done, guys. Curling the hair, doing little dances. So for this upper part, I'm not going to be shaking out the curls just yet. I'm just letting them kind of cool down and dry. If you curl your hair and then instantly like fluff it up and mess with it, the curl isn't going to be as strong. Then with the bangs, I'm going to curl them both away from my face, just in two separate sections to create kind of more volume. And then once, oh, I had a hair stuck to my eyelash. Now I'm going to just brush them all out and do a little dance while I'm doing it. Oh, curl any pieces that are missing. And that completes this makeup tutorial, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. If you recreate this look, then please tag me on Twitter or Instagram. I will leave those in the description along with everything I used, of course. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you beauties in my next video. Bye.
your hair, because, I mean, honestly, like, that is just, that is the stuff right there that people want to know. How do you, how do you achieve such a fashionable look? Don't lick me. Smokey mine.